Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome back. Welcome back to the EQ Skills Clinic. Today I decided today was the day I was going to wear I call this my pink butterfly top. Um, I'm sure you've noticed, let me point in the right direction, our logo. You see that? That's our logo. It is a butterfly. We use the pink butterfly for the coaching clinic. We use sort of a teal butterfly for the psychotherapy clinic. So I have always really loved butterflies and really more than just loving butterflies, I love what they represent, which is transformation, like real transformation. And so today I did decide that I was going to wear my pink butterfly top. I feel like I've got wings with this top on. Hello, my friends. I hope that you are doing well. I'm so glad that you're joining us, whether you're joining live or you are catching the replay. As always, I would love for you to say hello, drop an emoji, give me a wave. I see that a couple of you are just jumping on right now, so I'll give you a few moments. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous day here. It's still a little bit cold. For us in Canada, I don't know what it is, but I feel like spring comes later and later every single year. I feel like the nice weather comes later and later every single year. But today we are having a really beautiful sunny day. It's a little on the cold side, but I had a really great walk this morning with my dog, Levi. Hey, Krista, nice to see you. Okay, so before I jump into today's teaching, I'm really excited about today's teaching. I was actually thinking about it and I was practicing today's teaching during my walk. So I'm going to tell you all about how you can actually utilize what we're going to be talking about today in your everyday life and kind of how you can just incorporate it into your day-to-day activities. But if you are joining us today, I want you to make sure that you stay all the way until the end. I have an announcement that I am going to share today. It's all about a brand new training that I am cooking up for you as we speak. It is currently being cooked up. So I want you to stay tuned right up until the end. If you love these sorts of trainings, if you love going deep, if you're ready to take things to the next level in terms of what you learn with me here inside the EQ lab, I want you to stay tuned. We have a brand new training coming up. So let me just switch over here to today's topic. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Joanne. Good to see you guys. Okay. So today we are going to focus a little bit on mindset skills. As you know, inside the EQ Skills Clinic and the training that we do on a weekly basis, we sort of rotate through different emotional intelligence topics and skills. And today I really want us to focus back on what I would consider the real foundation of emotional intelligence, the real foundation of the work that I do. Mindset for me is an absolute daily practice. It is a daily practice. I was talking with some of our private clients earlier this week, and we were talking about the process of transformation. And the process really is about taking what we know, taking the knowledge, taking the skills, taking the strategies, taking the tools, and practicing them repetitively over time so that they actually really begin to take root in our subconscious. And so this process, when I say mindset skills, what I'm really talking about are those deeper skills that allow us to transform our subconscious mind, right? Our subconscious mind is really that I refer to the subconscious mind as the hidden narrative that we all have that is often dictating everything that we do, all of our actions, all of our behaviors, all of our choices, all of our emotions. It is our subconscious mind that is dictating all of those pieces. And because our subconscious is sort of programmed at this level that can feel hidden for most of us, part of the process of transformation is to become more aware of our programming, become more aware of the scripts and the narratives that lie within our subconscious mind. Today, specifically, we are going to be talking about a particular mindset skill that truly has a transformative nature to it. This particular mindset skill has the power and the potential to really begin to rewrite and reprogram what is happening at a very core level for you. It has the power, the potential to really transform the way you see your life. And again, in that subconscious realm, in that subconscious part of your mind. And so, what I'm talking about today is gratitude. Today, I really want to talk about gratitude as a natural mood booster, and the research and the evidence, the science behind gratitude is really profound, you guys. You know, if you've never done any reading about gratitude, if you've never sort of done some research or sort of looked into the benefits of gratitude, they are absolutely profound. It's really remarkable how this one free resource that we can all access on a regular basis really can make a significant difference to how we are viewing ourselves, how we view others, and how we view the world around us. So for me, it's interesting, and I don't think it's all that different. Good morning, Deb. Good to see you here. I'm so glad you're live with us today. And I don't think I'm all that different than many of the women inside of this community, right? The Emotional Intelligence Lab. We're all here because we really want to become the best version of ourselves, right? Many of the women inside of this community would probably identify themselves as go-getters, really ambitious, really driven, high performers. Some of us, including myself, recovering type A personalities. And we have a really hard time slowing down. We have a really hard time tapping into some of those practices that we might know on a cognitive level are really, really helpful and are incredibly transformative. Yet, despite our knowing, despite our cognitive understanding around the transformative nature of certain practices, we can still get stuck, right? We can still get stuck. And I was no different to that stuckness, particularly when it came to the practice of gratitude. So it really took me quite a while to understand the value of gratitude as a practice. And that's how I want us to think about and how I want us to talk about gratitude today. I want us to talk about it as a practice. So, and it wasn't so much the gratefulness part that got me stuck, although I'm going to teach you a little bit about that today, but it was more of the practice part, right? It was more the practice, like how do I actually practice gratitude? How do I put it into practice? How do I actually reap the profound benefits that gratitude has to offer me, right? So gratitude, just like so many other good things in our lives, and just like so many of the things that produce transformation, it requires a few things. It really does. There are a few things that need to absolutely be present in order for you to reap the benefits of gratitude as a practice. I'm going to share with you what those things are. I'm going to share 3 things that are required in order to really implement gratitude into our lives. So the first thing that is required in order for us to really have a practice of gratitude is probably something that's very obvious, and that it requires practice. It literally requires practice. It requires that daily practice. And, for most of us, I would say we could probably benefit from intentionally carving out times in more than one time in our day to actually practice gratitude. My intentional practice of gratitude, I keep a gratitude journal where I actually write down the things that I am grateful for me, most of the time happens in the morning, right? So that's sort of when I have my more structured, intentional time or practice of gratitude. I also find it very, very helpful, though, however, to access gratitude and reach for gratitude throughout my day and as a bookend to my day. So I also find it very, very helpful to reach for gratitude, to utilize gratitude, to tap into gratitude at the end of the day as well. So it requires practice. So one of the things I would encourage you to do if you're listening today is to select one particular time during your day where you're going to intentionally practice gratitude. The second thing that a practice of gratitude requires in order to be able to access it as a natural mood booster is that it requires slowing down. It requires slowing down, my friends, which, if you're anything like me, it's not always easy to slow down, right? It's really not easy to slow down. But in order to actually reap the benefits, and that's what we're talking about here, we're talking about reaping the benefits of gratitude, using it as a natural mood booster, using it as something that can really help you begin to transform, rewrite, reprogram your subconscious mind. We need to slow down in order for that to happen, right? We need to physiologically and mentally slow down. One of the quickest, easiest, we can predict that this will help you to slow down. One of the best ways to slow down is to use your breath, right? Is to simply deepen your inhales and deepen your exhales. Using and connecting to your breath immediately helps you to slow down, both mentally and physiologically. The third thing that gratitude requires is it requires us turning inward. It really requires us to, and when I say inward, here's what I mean by inward. I don't mean inward up here in our heads, because I think for most of us, we spend most of our day up here in our heads. We spend most of our day rotating through thoughts, fixating on thoughts, trying to get rid of thoughts that are not helpful, all of those sorts of things. What I mean when I say turning inward, particularly when it comes to practices like meditation or gratitude, is we want to turn inward in here, into our heart center, right? We want to turn inward here. We want to connect to our bodies. We want to connect to our heart, right? And that's where we really want to develop that practice, and we want to do that in a very slow and intentional way. So as we begin to implement a daily practice of slowing down, turning inward, and making space for that which we are grateful for, there are a few really powerful things that happen for our mindset on a subconscious level, which is the level at which we want to rewrite and reprogram our mind. We always want to. The deeper work is reprogramming at that subconscious level. Okay, so there are, I'm going to share only 3 of the benefits, 3 of the things that begin to happen once we practice gratitude, but there are so many evidence-based benefits around the practice of gratitude. So the 3 that I want to share with you today, one is we build resilience. I cannot say this enough. If there is one mindset habit that you could utilize to build a resilient mindset, and not a fake it till you make it resilient mindset, but a truly resilient mindset where you are feeling that deep sense of calm, that deep sense of confidence, it is gratitude. Gratitude, I really believe it's like the single most effective, most profound, most beautiful thing that you can do to really build your resilience, okay? So the more that we train our brain to notice the good stuff, the more that we notice the good stuff, right? It's fascinating how our mind works, right? So the more that you, for example, I always use the example of water. I don't know why. It's because I always have my water with me. And so maybe it is a good example because it's worked in my life. The more that you train your body to hydrate, to stay hydrated, to utilize water to, help you function and to feel better and all of those sorts of things, the more you will look towards water, for example, for its benefits. It's the same thing with our mind, right? The more that we train our brain, the more that we train our mind to notice the good stuff, to notice the positive stuff, to notice what is going well, the more likely we are to actually notice it, right? So we can actually rewire our brains towards resilience simply by training it and looking for the things that we are thankful for. Now, I want to say something really important about this first benefit, which is we build resilience, right? When we practice gratitude, something that's really, really important. And I would encourage you to try this in your own practice of gratitude. It is something that I have been incorporating in my own practice of gratitude, particularly in this last year when things kind of feel like they're a bit crazy, right? Um, it can be easier to practice gratitude when things are going well. It can be easier to practice gratitude when we are feeling grateful or giving thanks for the things in our life that are obviously good, right? Things that we are, I don't know, we like, I reached this health goal, or my business has grown by this much this year, whatever it is. It's very easy for us to feel grateful in those moments. What I would encourage you to do, if you are here to really, reprogram your subconscious mind, if you're here to really rewrite those old narratives, is challenge yourself to look for the opportunities in those areas of your life where you might be struggling. I want to say that again. I want you to really get this. I think if there's any skill that I would want to share with you in today's teaching, it is this. I want you to challenge yourself every single day to think about an area of your life where you might be struggling right now. And instead of just looking at that area as a struggle or something negative, I want you to ask yourself, is there an opportunity here for me? Is there an opportunity here for me? And one of the things I can promise you, I don't know what those opportunities might be, but at the very least, I do know this, and I can say this with complete confidence, that with any area that we struggle with, there is always an opportunity for growth. There is always an opportunity for us to build resilience. And so if that is the only opportunity that you're able to see or hang on to when you're practicing gratitude, that's a great place to start, right? So we really want to use gratitude to build resilience. The second thing that gratitude does for us as we implement it as a daily practice. So remember, it's not just a one and done. You don't just do it on Monday and then leave it for the rest of the week. Tamar, right? Always looking for that opportunity, right? It's really fascinating what happens to our mindset when we look for the opportunities in everything, the good, bad, and the ugly, guys. Like every single aspect of our lives has an opportunity, every single one. And that's the powerful mindset shift that I really want to encourage you to make. Tamar, I'm so glad that resonated for you, right? The second thing that happens when we practice gratitude is we activate our parasympathetic nervous system, right? When we are in a state of gratitude, we are able to self-soothe our mind and our body. We are literally able to relax our body. We're able to relax our mind. We're able to slow down our anxious thoughts. Gratitude actually invites us into a restful and more generative, more creative, more positively focused state of mind. Right? So if you're joining me here, whether you're live or you're watching the replay, I would love to know if this is resonating for you, right? When you find yourself in a state of gratitude, do you notice that your body relaxes? Do you notice that your breath deepens? Do you notice that your mind slows down? The third thing that happens when we are in a regular daily practice of gratitude is we displace fear, anxiety, and low moods. Oh my goodness. And the research and the evidence around this is so remarkable. It's so profound, right? We know that when we are in a state of gratitude, that what happens is gratitude, literally, think about it like moving aside, displaces feelings of fear, anxiety, and low moods, right? It literally displaces fear, anxiety, and low moods. And this for me is incredibly powerful because we know that fear and gratitude actually can't coexist. Fear and gratitude cannot coexist, right? So when we put ourselves into a state of gratitude, and when we do that on a regular basis, we are also on a regular basis displacing fear. What is the greatest culprit to our subconscious mind? Fear. Fear is the number one, it's the greatest culprit. It is the common denominator in all of the thinking traps, cognitive distortions, all of the things that get us down, that keep us stuck, that keep us playing small, all of those things. The common denominator is fear. So when we're in a state of gratitude, we actually displace feelings of fear, anxiety, and low moods. So I hope this is really helpful. And my encouragement to you today, if you're listening, is just to take one of these tips. Like, take one of these tips around practicing gratitude. That could be using a gratitude journal. It could be incorporating it at the top of your day or at the end of your day. It could be, really connecting to your breath as you're practicing gratitude. But regardless of what you choose to take away today, what I hope you will take away is that this is a daily practice. This is something you want to do every single day. And I think, I know that if this is something that you practice on a daily basis, you will begin to see the cumulative effects on your mental health. So as I promised, before we wrap up today, I want to share a really, really exciting training that is coming up in 1 week. It's a tight timeline. It's a tight turnaround. So my team and I cooked up a brand new training that I am currently developing. I'm currently putting this training together for you guys. And the training is a 2-day intensive experiential training. So let me tell you what I mean by that, and let me tell you what the training is all about. I think you guys are going to love it. So it's a training where we will meet over 2 different days. We're going to meet on Thursday evening. So in 1 week, Thursday, May 13th, and Tuesday, May 18th. Okay, so Thursday, May 13th and Tuesday, May 18th. And the reason I've spaced them out is because this is experiential and there is homework that is part of this training. So we meet for those 2 evenings. You will get a workbook with it. You will get some teaching with it, meaning I will teach you some concepts. But more importantly than the teaching, we're actually going to be moving through an experience of transformation together. Okay, that's why I call it an intensive experiential training. So we will be doing the work inside the training together, and it will be on a live Zoom call. So it's not going to be inside this Facebook group. It is going to be on a private Zoom call. So it'll be like a Zoom meeting. We will meet inside my private Zoom room. And I will coach you through this experience. The training is called Rewrite Your Relationship Scripts. It's called Rewrite Your Relationship Scripts. So what are relationship scripts? Relationship scripts are the narratives that we have carried since childhood in our subconscious programming. Okay? Relationship scripts are the hidden narratives that lie within our subconscious programming. They developed between the ages of 0 and usually about 7 or so, right? So these are the hidden narratives that all of us carry them. We all carry these narratives. And what ends up happening is when we're not aware of these narratives and when we don't work with these narratives to shift them and transform them, what ends up happening is we keep repeating patterns again and again, or we get stuck in our relationships in the same sorts of ways, or we might have very rigid ways of thinking about ourselves as we move through our relationships. So the purpose of this 2-day intensive, and I know my team is here, my team is going to throw the registration link into the comments, and we will also put a post up here later on today with the registration link. Spaces are limited for this particular training. It is because it's the first time that we're doing it. We are offering it at a very, very low rate. It's going to be $297, and we are still at Canadian pricing. So if you want to access it at our introductory rate, it is $297 Canadian. So if you're at all interested in what I'm saying here, I would not sit on it. I would jump on it and make sure that you get a spot. We're going to be recording it. You will also be sent the replay. So in the workshop, you're going to be working with me directly. And we are going to move through exercises, questions, and an actual experience that will help you to, number one, get crystal clear on what your relationship scripts are. What are those old narratives, those old tapes, those old scripts that you have been carrying around with you all this time, right? What are those old scripts? So you're gonna learn what your relationship scripts are, and we're going to rewrite those scripts. That is the goal of this 2-day intensive. It happens Thursday, May 13th and Tuesday, May 18th. It is best if you can attend both sessions. You will do some work with me on the Thursday. You're going to get some homework. That's why you've got a few days between the two sessions. And then we're going to reconvene on Tuesday evening to rewrite the scripts to bring it all home. All right. So friends, if you have any questions about that training, I want you to reach out to me, reach out to my team, and I really hope to see you there. Have a great day, guys.